In this example, we will learn how to write quadratic function in standard form. In your book, standard form is given as f of x equals ax minus h, the whole squared plus k, where h comma k is called the vertex of the graph. Either it could be a maximum or a minimum point. And depending on whether it's maximum or minimum, the graph may open upwards or it may open downwards. Okay, so this is the function I'm going to take and write it in standard form. So in order to do this, you need to know completing the square. So if you don't remember completing the square, please go back and review that section. It's a prerequisite for this problem. Okay, so in order to do completing the square, what I'm first going to do is group the variable terms together. So 3x squared plus 6x. Then I'm going to leave some space and write the negative 1. Okay, so now I will be doing completing the square, which means I'm planning on putting something here, like adding something here, so that I can write 3x squared plus 6x plus that whatever that number is as a perfect square. Okay, and for this there are a few steps. Please go back and review your notes from the prerequisite module to do this. So the first step in doing that is to making sure that you are like factoring the 3 from your given polynomial. So a best way to do it is to factor the 3 by keeping the negative 1, so that whatever I can do, whatever the adding and subtraction I do, will stay within the parentheses. Okay, so if I factor out a 3x squared from a 3x squared, I'll be left out with an x squared plus this would be a 2x, right? 3 times 2 is 2x. And if I factor a 3 from 1, it would become a 1/3. Okay, we leave some more space on the right. Okay, so the next step would be to take half the coefficient of x. Again, these are the steps that you will know if you go through the process. Coefficient of x is 2. Take half of that, so which means 2 divided by 2, where I will get a 1. Then square it, will still be a 1. You're going to add the 1 and subtract the 1. Let me use a different color here. So you're adding and subtracting because you're not changing the value of the problem. So I'm adding a 1 and subtracting a 1, which is equivalent to you're adding nothing to the problem. Okay, so and to do that, this is the process I'm doing. Take half the coefficient of x. Coefficient of x is 2. Take half of that, divide by 2, which is 1. Square it, that is 1. That's what you're adding and subtracting to inside the parentheses. Okay, so now the next step would be 3. Now since I did this perfect square, whatever is in here, this piece, x squared plus 2x plus 1 can be written as x plus 1 the whole squared, right? Now if I combine these two, use another color. If I combine negative 1 minus 3, this would become a negative 4 over 3. Okay, now distribute the 3 in, so I'll have a 3x plus 1 the whole squared minus the 4/3 times 3 would be 4. So this is my function in standard form, and this is the answer for question A. Okay, so from here I can write B, the vertex h comma k, which is going to be -1 comma -4. Okay, Now, if I graph this function, let me show you in the calculator. Y is equal to, I'm going to put 3x squared plus 6x minus 1. I can either put that one in, or I can also put the standard form in. It doesn't matter, both would be the same. Okay, and I'm keeping my viewing window negative 10, 10. Scale as 1, x minimum negative 10, y maximum is 10, sorry, both. And this is called a standard viewing window. Again, for calculator help, please go through the calculator help videos that have been posted. You can also go into the TI website and go through some tutorials so that you'll get familiarized with graphing. Okay, so now I'm going to hit graph. Okay, and this is the graph. So if you see the graph is opening upwards, right? Which means this is the vertex. The vertex is the minimum point, and I'll show you that is going to be -1, -4. I can check it with my calculator. It's a minimum point. This is how you find minimum using a calculator. Enter. Go to the right a little bit, enter again, and see it's approximately -0.9999, which is like -1 comma -4. It should be -1 comma -4. Let me go back and see. Okay, that's fine. Let me see the table where I can see clearly. X is -1, y is -4. You see there? This is the minimum point, and the graph is opening upwards. So the answer for C, where it's asking, does the graph open upward or downward? The answer would be upward.